G'day guys. I was going to discuss this on the podcast, but Slim and Samson had to work, and by the time we would do the podcast, this would be uploaded, I'd assume, by Sunday, and the card would be on by then, so obviously no one's going to watch it. I actually don't know when the card's on, actually. Let me have a look at that. So, I forgot me light just then. So the prelims start at 9, the main card at 12. So yeah, this would be out, I'd assume. I would have probably uploaded it at like 9 for the American viewers between 9 and 3. So yeah, the breakdown wouldn't make any sense then. Wondering what I'm holding. This is my headset. I'll legit. This is what I use for a microphone now. I can't be using my phone. So yeah, audio's a bit decreased. I'm using my face now because I just genuinely cannot be editing all those videos anymore. Yeah, the laziness really. It really did me a number. I wanted to break down JDM versus Kevin Holland for the main event, WMMA. Well, it's just not very good, and so I don't really care about the main event. Obviously, I'm going to watch it, but I'm not really going to be particularly interested in it. But I'll watch it. So I wanted to give a breakdown on JDM versus Kevin Holland, and I might talk about Derek Brunson either being cut from the promotion or retiring. Yeah, we'll get into it. The fight between JDM and Kevin Holland is a very interesting one. The fact that like their styles are kind of similar, but in the way they approach it and how they do it is very different. Mainly, JDM is more a boxer. I mean, he hides behind the jab, or he fights behind the jab, should I say, and then he most of the time will throw a power shot behind it. Sometimes he'll throw a power shot straight away, but most of the time he'll just fight behind his jab, and then the power shot will come. So yeah, that'll happen. And then Kevin Holland is just a madman. He just wings shots, just throw them like a madman, just blitzing like in a karate sort of way. Very, they both have very interesting fight styles. One place where I think Kevin Holland will have a lot of success is the leg kicks. He was hurting Tim Means with it, Cowboy Oliveira with it, and he was even getting Wonder Boy with the leg kicks. Well, if you look at on his style, like it was really badly bruised. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, if he can blitz in, he might be able to catch him as well. But JDM, he'll thrive off putting the pressure on Kevin Holland and backing him up against the fence. He does his best work when he backs his opponents up and cuts them off, and also and then or puts them on the fence, and then he'll start digging into them. It's a very interesting fight. Kevin Holland's the success will be in the leg kicks, I think. As to who wins, it's a very hard fight to choose. Because JDM, we have seen him have the ability to fight off his back foot. You know, he knocked out what's his name, just straight hand, let him overextend, then caught him with a straight hand. So there's that. But Kevin Holland, he just they both have one punch power, which is just the fight could end very quickly, or it could be a war over 3 rounds. Yeah, I think JDM also will have success. He'll of backing him up, backing him up against fence. I think that would be what JDM would ideally want to do, because that kind of neutralizes Kevin Holland just blitzing forward and just like winging shots at him. Also, Kevin Holland does have side kicks and whatnot, but he doesn't really use them with anything. He doesn't really try to do damage with him. It's just kind of like a hey, I have this as well, kind of getting him thinking. But yeah, JDM just he wants to ideally, I think he wants to put the pressure on Kevin Holland and just back him up. But also defensively, JDM just kind of holds his guard there and just backs up and just cops on the guard. He uses head movement every now and again, but not usually. He'll just back himself up. And then Kevin Holland, he'll like Philly shell, and then he'll use a bit of head movement, and he'll just cut off and circle away. So JDM takes him a while to circle away, even if he does. Sometimes he just goes back in a straight line. So in terms of that, I think Kevin Holland is a lot more defensively sound. In terms that he'll like Philly shell, use a bit of head movement, and then circle away. JDM just kind of stands there, just goes back in a straight line, which can work. It worked again. I can't remember his name, but he let him overextend, caught him with a straight hand, so it does somewhat work. It will be an entertaining fight, I think, because one of them's either going to get sparked or it'll be a war. But yeah, as to who I think wins this fight, I think I'll have JDM on verdict. I'll have to look at what I have him by. Alright, interestingly enough, I have JDM sparking Kevin Holland out in the first round, which could happen. Look, judging by his knockout streak, JDM's knockout streak, it's a full possibility. It all depends if Kevin Holland decides to strike with him or not, really. Because Kevin Holland is a jiu-jitsu black belt, so he definitely could take him down. And he did say in the interviews that he's not Wonder Boy, so he's not just going to strike with him. It's going to be an MMA fight. And judging by what happened in JDM's last fight, although he won, and I think he did deserve to win, I think he did enough in rounds 2 and 3. He did a lot of damage. He pieced him up in round 2. He hit him with some nasty body shots before getting taken down, just giving him the position by jumping on a guillotine, which I'll get to that in a minute. And then round 3, rocked him badly. Whatever his name, Basil Hassan. I genuinely can't remember. Like, my meds are worn off. I'm not sure what I'm talking about at the moment. But yeah, JDM sparking him in the first round, I suppose. I think it can happen 100%. I think either one of them have the knockout power, but it definitely could happen. I'm going to go with it because I have to choose at least one. I'm not going to see. It wouldn't be much of a breakdown if I didn't choose who would win. So yeah, we'll go JDM round 1 knockout, and yeah, but it all depends because Kevin Holland can just grapple him, and judging by what happened in that last fight, he's just going to jump a guillotine and give up position because he wants to try to guillotine him, and then just Kevin Holland just jumps on top of him. And Kevin Holland does have a mean dust choke. He's managed to dust him means, and Michael Chiesa, that's the one. So he can do that. If Kevin Holland does drop him, you can probably expect a dust choke. When JDM's trying to get on his way up, you just sink it in. So but I think JDM will win it. Hopefully he has learned from his last fight not to just jump on a guillotine and give up position against a guy who is a better wrestler than you, a better grappler than you. Hopefully he doesn't just jump on a guillotine again. I'll be fuming if he does. Just rewatching that fight again, like, it's so infuriating to watch. Like, genuinely watching a fighter you like so much just show negative fight like you. Not a dig at JDM. He's obviously a good fighter. It's just he wasn't making the right decisions that fight. Even though I did think he did deserve the win, and I think he should have won, and he did. But it's just in situations like that, you're going up against the top of the division. Those mistakes are gonna cost a lot. You're going to be paying for making those decisions. So I hope he has learned not to jump on guillotines. I hope he's relentlessly trained, just sprawling and fighting for underhooks, and instead of just jumping guillotine. Obviously his corner was going berserk about it, but I did tell him to adjust it. So hopefully they have put more work into it. And if they have, I think JDM round 1 knockout could happen. I do think JDM might have a bit more power. I think just a bit more than Kevin Holland. They both have crazy knockout power, but I think JDM does have the edge. So we'll go him. It's my prediction. It is a pretty 50-50 fight though. I'm just picking it. I genuinely can't pick. It's just what I put on verdict. So we'll go with that. And then so we actually have a prediction on the record. Probably don't trust me because it could go either way. So yeah, if JDM can back him up, it's probably game over for Kevin Holland because that blitzing forward will be neutralised. The leg kicks will be neutralised, which the leg kicks probably will play a role in it if JDM gives Kevin Holland enough space to do so. But if you can back him up against the fence, cut him off. Not even cut him off really, because you don't really need to cut Kevin Holland off because he'll usually bring the fight to you. Stay on the outside, then kick, and he'll blitz in. He was winning the first round against Wonderboy by doing that actually, by just blitzing in at him and just swinging like a madman. So that is an option. Oh, there's me dog. But yeah, that's my prediction. JDM first round knockout. So yeah, that's that. That's right. I was meant to talk about Brunson, wasn't I? Let's talk about that for a second. So yeah, I was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw a meme and it said Derek Lewis was released from the UFC. Then of course I went to Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. I still think it's Twitter. When I'm looking on my thing, I have a whole bunch of folders. I sort my things out with folders. I have a social media one. I still look for Twitter in it. So like I scroll, swipe right to try to find it, but it's just X and it's right there. I don't really use it often, but when to confirm things like this, go on UFC roster watch. Yep, he's gone. It says, looked it up, had a skim. They both mutually agreed to part ways. So it's a decision from the UFC and Derek Brunson. They both agreed to do it. So he was meant to fight Roman Dolidze, but that fight fell through. It's very interesting that this is what's happened. Obviously, Brunson has talked about retiring, but it's very. I guess now could be the time to do it. But even then, he was on a 5-fight win streak. Then he lost to Jared Cannonier, who went to fight for the title against Izzy, and is now in the top 5. And then lost to Dricus du Plessis, who just beat Robert Whittaker and is #1 contender in the world. So there's no shame in those losses. But if that's what's happened, that's what's happened. There's been some tweeting from Jake Paul. Obviously, he's trying to get his hands on Brunson. Yeah, who do I favour in that boxing match? After seeing Jake Paul fail to beat Nate Diaz. I think Nate Diaz won that boxing match. Yeah, I think Brunson probably is going to win because he has a lot more power than Nate Diaz. And he definitely hits a lot harder. Probably in terms of boxing, like I don't know, like I definitely think that Derek Brunson might be able to get it done if he bum rushes him like bum rush Brunson always does. But yeah, if he bum rushes him, I'm sure it's fine. Unless he gets caught, but who knows, man. Who cares? Who even cares? Jake Paul. Who cares about Jake Paul, man? Of course he's gonna fight a retired MMA fighter again. Like, dude, he fought a boxer, right? He's beaten on basketball players and retired MMA fighters. Ben Askren. Who was his first? It's Deji, wasn't it? So yeah, YouTuber Deji. Okay, he's in the YouTube boxing scene, so that makes sense. But then he's trying to make himself more legit. But then he beats, I think, a basketball player, then Ben Askren, who was a wrestler and was like the worst striker in UFC history, probably. Knocks him out in the first round. Then who's he fight after that? Tyron Woodley. That's right. He has a boring decision with him and then knocks him out in the 5th round, I think. I honestly can't remember. I didn't watch the fight. And he fights Anderson Silva, beats him. Cool. Anderson Silva's how many years past his prime. Good on you. Tyron Woodley was on like a how many fight losing streak before that. And then we go Tommy Fury finally fights a boxer, not even a full-time boxer, a part-time boxer. This guy was on Love Island in the UK. Beats him like, just full beats him like 6'2". I'm watching that fight. The commentary was so biased. But yeah, beats 6'2", so he's like, I actually lost even against a part-time boxer. This guy doesn't even really take it seriously, and I lost. So I'm going back to the MMA fighters. Fought Nate Diaz, and I reckon he lost the fight. Now he's going for Brunson. So good on him, I suppose. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. Can't really fault him. I mean, if you are probably going to fight boxers as well, you know, I mean, he's talking about fighting Canelo. Like, get out of here, man. You literally lost to Nate Diaz. But yeah, obviously he won technically. But you know, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. We've hit the 14:55 mark, so let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe. Appreciate the support we've been getting in recent videos as well. We've been getting we haven't been getting many views, obviously, compared to other YouTubers, but we've been getting a good chunk of views for like what's happening at the moment, like 135 in the podcast, which is pretty decent. I haven't looked at the last video, but you know, appreciate that, because eventually over time we'll grow and grow and grow. So you know, hopefully one day this can become a career for me, and yeah, it'll be good to do. So if you want to leave a like. If you want to subscribe. If you don't want to like and you hate me, leave a comment telling me how terrible I am and why I should just end my life. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.